to talk to you for a minute. It looks like we're falling behind upgrade-wise. I really need you to push harder with developments. Take a look at the report. I've got to get ready for a debrief.
Okay, so you're saying that after the results we've had? Okay, let's have a look at this in comparison. Okay, yeah, Renault improved, Sauber ahead. Oh. Well, I didn't expect that.
That's not gone well, has it?
Anyway, hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We're back now for the third round of the F1 2016 career mode with the Manor F1 team, staying with them until we can get myself and Pascal Verheilen up to the top of the championships. We've still got a long way to go and we're still waiting on some good upgrades and we're just not getting them at all. We're just not getting enough resource points. And obviously, as you saw just in the quick clip beforehand, we are still apparently performance-wise behind Renault and Sauber. On the upside, at least, personally, we are beating Pascal Verheilen in the rivalry standpoint, which is nice. And you can also see just over there that Renault Sport did actually get an upgrade for this race, which not the best, I must say. Not what we're looking for. But hopefully we can come out of this, get some upgrades ourselves, and be ready for the Russian Grand Prix. I hope so, because we really, really need to get a move on. So practice as it normally is, was a nice, well, actually it wasn't that smooth to be honest. This run, we managed to get an all-purple lap time, which was excellent for the track acclimatization, getting maximum points and the maximum resource points available straight from the get-go. However, moving on to a replay here, just from a bit of a later clip, I believe this was in the middle of the qualifying pace, and I just had enough. And to be honest, this isn't really much to do, I just gave up, and I thought this was quite funny, so have a look at this. Nice physics, that's all I can say. After that crash and another subsequent one through the tyre management because I couldn't do that one either, we had plenty of time to reflect as we moved on to the qualifying. Manor's qualifying was a story of two halves as both drivers end up in completely different places in Q1. Main Manor driver Ross Porteous ended up in second place right behind Lewis Hamilton, whereas Pascal Verheilen just couldn't get it together in the session and showed Manor's lack of ability, with reports coming that apparently that car just isn't where they want it to be, and he ended up all the way in last place with the Saubers, Renaults and Gutierrez. Q2 started in overcast conditions, but they were dry, unlike in Q1. But it certainly seemed to suit Toro Rosso, as both drivers got through to Q3 in third and fourth. Both drivers really using the pace of the Toro Rosso to get where they needed to be. However, on the other side of things, Williams had a torrid session, ending up 13th and 14th with Bottas and Massa, the Williams seemingly not favouring the cooler conditions of a recently dried track. Both drivers were complaining through the session. In Q3 it was very dry conditions and it was perfectly sunny, but the sun certainly was not shining on Lewis Hamilton, who was struggling throughout the whole of the session, making many mistakes and seeming vulnerable after being quickest in the first two sessions. He just seemed to make mistake after mistake and not being able to correct himself. Whereas on the other side of the garage, German driver Nico Rosberg surged to pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix, elevating his chances at maintaining his championship lead over his teammate. So here we go then, getting ready for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix, coming on 5 lights. Lights out and away we go, starting in 16th place. We didn't have the best Q2 session, we just couldn't get any pace at all. We're trying now up the inside, rolling up to 14th place. Once again, the start's being fantastic. Cars swerving out at the start, side by side there. Verstappen and Sainz, I think that was, getting very close to comfort. And that was Alonso and Hamilton very far up the field, and they started in 7th and 6th. What is with that? How did they just start that well? I don't know, but we're going to focus on our own race for the time being. We're going to try and get Sebastian Vettel up the inside into turn 3, I believe, and we have got him, and so has Romain Grosjean. He's trying to look around the outside of Vettel as well. But having a look at that start again, let's see what happened to help Alonso and Hamilton. Ah, I see the culprit. It's Kimi Raikkonen. He's had a very, very poor start there, which just allowed Alonso to jump ahead, and Hamilton. He then goes to the inside of Daniel Ricciardo and takes second place, so he's right up behind Rosberg. So watching from Kimi. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it's bogged down. It's just completely just get it moving, man. It's just no speed at all. And he is done for. And then Vettel just obviously gets caught up. Moving on now to the end of lap 1. Raikkonen getting the move done on Fernando Alonso. He's starting to move down the field. Switching to Sebastian Vettel's point of view here. Seeing what happens. We're going up the inside of Alonso. He goes wide. He's coming back onto the circuit. Contact with Sebastian Vettel. And Vettel's slowing. He's down the field. That is it for Sebastian Vettel, surely. He's not going to be out of the race, but he is going to be out of a chance of points right now. Unbelievable. Sebastian Vettel, just a victim in all of that, to be honest. There wasn't much he could do. So, well, that was certainly interesting. And, well, that was the last interesting thing to happen for us. So now we're going to have to watch some AI, because if I just put mine in, it's just driving. That's all it is. So watching back from Romain Grosjean after Alonso as he's going off the circuit. Here comes Alonso trying to go up the inside of Romain Grosjean, side by side, through the hairpin at the end of the back straight, and he gets through. Moving on just a little bit onto that final corner. Grosjean gets his revenge, gets back past Alonso, and here comes Daniel Kvyat. He's having a look at the inside of Fernando Alonso as well, up the inside, and he gets the move done on the McLaren, just holding it up the inside. And he gets the move done as well. But back with us, we're on lap 3. All this stuff just happened. Now watching ahead now, and someone's in the pit. It's Hamilton! Hamilton boxing on lap 3 already here. And Kvyat's into P6. Okay, recap. So here's Daniel Kvyat. Yep, simple DRS move on Romain Grosjean. Later on the brakes. And yep, Toro Rosso just so much faster than the Haas at this point in the season. And he's gone through. And here is Hamilton. Yeah, he did pit on lap 3. And what tyres did he put on? I think he's put on mediums. Well, that's interesting because we're obviously coming in now the lap afterwards. And we're going to put on the soft tyres. Now, I thought at the time at least, this was supposed to be something that would help us in the race. Because we wouldn't have to run the harder tyres and be a bit slower in the race. But I was wrong. Because... And you'll see why very soon. On go the soft tyres. Very quick pit stop manner. 2.2 seconds. And we're just leaving the pits now. And team radio. Yeah, our engineer just confirmed to us there. We have shot ourselves in the foot. We have to make another pit stop in this race. Because the soft tyres will not go the distance to the end of this Grand Prix without falling off the cliff like Raikkonen's did in 2012. So we have to make another stop before we end this race. So at the time being, let's just try and get the pace down, or put the foot down, and try and gain some positions up the inside of Gutierrez and Palmer into the hairpin. Might have been a contact, sent them both off the circuit. And I couldn't go a race without getting involved with someone in contact-wise, could I? Because I'll admit I'm moving around a lot in the braking zone, but we've gone up the inside. Gutierrez turned in very early, and he's taken himself and Palmer off the circuit there. So we're on to lap 9, and honestly this race was pretty abysmal at this point. And that just made it worse. Our own teammate is out of the race, and it's an engine failure. Pop goes the engine. Up it goes in a ball in just massive smoke. But that kind of helped us, because the virtual safety car did get deployed, and we get to pit this lap without losing too much time, putting on the super soft tyres to take us to the end of this race. Into the pits now on lap 9 with the virtual safety car being deployed and the Delta time freaking out. That literally looks like what would happen if traffic lights broke for a day and they just kept flickering on and off. Regardless, we've got to make our stop for the super soft, so into the box. Another clean stop by Manor, and we are away now on lap 10. And as we come out of the pits, the virtual safety car ends, so lovely timing. But it doesn't matter about timing and any of that because we are in P15 with 5 laps to go. Now normally if I had a faster car I could use this time to recover and get back up. Sadly I'm in a Manor, so it's not going to be that easy. As we get down the inside of Fernando Alonso, getting very, very close to the SS section. We had a minor bit of contact, nothing too major. As he got the inside of Kevin Magnussen, not quite making the move stick. And I was so annoyed by this point. I could not believe I had shot myself in the foot. Jeff, obviously you get your engineer Jeff, and he even said that the medium tyre was the way to go, but I thought kind of like, what's he doing? Is this right? So I switched it to the soft tyres. Yeah, thank you for telling me Pascal's out of the race again. That keeps happening throughout the race, I don't know why. And Alonso's engine troubles just mean we have no competition from behind as we overtake Kevin Magnussen into P13, just behind Sergio Perez. Or shall we make that P11 just in front of Sergio Perez? Someone else pitted if you're just wondering. And sadly, that was it really in this race. We had 4 laps to go, but we could not catch Daniel Kvyat in front of us. And we just pulled away a little bit from Perez behind us. So that was it for this race. Our first Norton score of the season, which is quite something considering we are in the manor. But there we are across the line in P11 with a terrible day for Manor. And the other car not finishing. I've had better days.
So another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today.
So there you are, that is the Chinese Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching. Just to give you a rundown of the order, it is Rosberg, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Bottas, Verstappen, Massa, Carlos Sainz, Jenson Button, Daniel Kvyat, and then ourselves finishing just outside the points after a late push. But we couldn't catch Kvyat actually in the last stages, which I think proves that I don't think there's any problem with the difficulty at the moment. I think Legend is perfect because we can get the good results if we need to. We have got a good few car upgrades, but we just don't have that outright pace, which I think Daniel clearly had at the end of that race. But yeah, I'm just absolutely gutted. That is the only way I can say at the end of that race. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching this video if you did. And I'll see you when we pick up this season next time in Russia, where hopefully we can redeem ourselves. And I'm still sniffing that podium, to be honest. I want that fairly soon.